Indian Navy chief and naval veterans had raised the prospect of Indo-US collaboration on nuclear reactor propulsion technology for SSN program in 2019, but they were politely rebuffed by their US counterparts, saying that the US Congress would never contemplate discussing anything to do with the transfer of nuclear propulsion. The major high point of recently formed AUKUS alliance is that both the US and UK will equip the Australian local industry to design and build 8 nuclear-powered attack submarines to counter China in the Indo-Pacific. The proposal for the construction of 6 indigenous SSNs under Project 76 was put before the Cabinet Committee on Security for approval this year, and Navy officials believe that foreign assistance might be needed for this project from its traditional partner Russia or France. The former Navy chief had visited a French shipyard for a closer look at the Barracuda-class SSN in 2017, but France also seemed reluctant to share the nuclear reactor technology. Interestingly, after Australia cancelled the purchase of 12 short-fin Barracuda Block 1A conventional diesel submarines with the French firm Naval Group last week, France has now dropped several hints of extending their cooperation with India on the SSN program, and there is a high chance that India will engage with France in cooperation in the development of the nuclear attack submarine program, as well as the next-generation pump jet propulsion technology. After acquiring this technology from France, India can work on its local alternatives for the 13,000-ton S-5 class nuclear-powered ballistic missile. The Indian ambassador to France had met the CEO of Naval Group in France very recently, and they discussed existing and possible strategic cooperation in advanced naval platform and technology in the context of deepening India-France strategic partnership, especially in the Indo-Pacific region. The Indian Army's Southwestern Command has conducted firing drill at the Mahajan Field Firing Range in Rajasthan, and they showcased the power of latest self-propelled K9 Vajra howitzers along with 130mm artillery guns. With the successful completion of trials of K9 Vajra in Ladakh region, the Army is also looking to order another 40 K9 Vajra howitzers for deployment in mountainous terrain, as China is now the new focus of the Indian defense establishment. The 100 K9 Vajra manufactured locally in India by Larsen & Toubro has more than 80% indigenous work packages, and above 50% indigenization by value at the program level, and has also replaced 14 critical systems with indigenously developed and produced systems. India had already tested its Agni-5 nuclear-capable ballistic missile in the past, but what has rattled China recently is the first demonstration of the MIRV capabilities of the missile system on 23 September, that will allow the Agni-5 to deliver multiple programmed warheads towards different targets hundreds of kilometers away from each other, or it can alternatively launch multiple warheads towards one target. After this pre-induction test, the Strategic Forces Command will deploy the canisterized Agni-5 at strategic and deep-depth locations that will make it impossible for China to conduct pre-attempt strikes on the missile sites. A top Chinese missile scientist had also called Agni-5 an 8,000 km range missile that is capable of taking down targets in whole of Asia and half of Europe, and had accused India of downplaying its actual range to 5,000 kilometers. 3 Chinese CH4 armed drones were inducted into Pakistan Air Force in January 2021, that were part of a larger deal between Pakistan and China to co-produce 50 drones in Pakistan. As per latest reports, Pakistani officials are now grappling with the nightmare of the Chinese CH4, as the 3 drones are currently grounded due to serious faults, that includes leakage of nitrogen from infrared cameras, repeated GPS failures, failure of high-performance synthetic aperture radar, failure of SATCOM, and failure of the rear fuel pump on the UAV. The spares supplied by the Chinese firm were also substandard and mostly unfit for use, and even the engineers dispatched to Pakistan to operationalize the grounded drones proved to be incompetent, and Pakistani officials have now asked for a better trained group of professionals to tide over the serious crisis.